Hi there, I'm Dr. Alessandra Latour, founder of the Latour Leadership Academy. For more than 16 years, I've helped leaders at every level move from overwhelmed and reactive to clear, confident, and strategic in how they lead. This podcast is where we get real about leadership. We'll talk about the patterns, habits, and pressures that shape how we show up, and more importantly, how to grow through them. Here, you'll learn practical tools for leading authentically, building trust on your team, communicating effectively, and making decisions that reflect your values, not someone else's expectations. Leadership is a skill, one you can learn, strengthen, and embody with intention. So, if you're ready to lead with more clarity, confidence, and presence, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're talking about a deceptively tricky leadership skill, visionary leadership. Not the warm, fuzzy kind you put on a slide, but the kind that actually moves people, budgets, and habits in the real world. Vision is emotional, it's aspirational, but it also has to be tactical. Too many leaders treat vision like an inspirational speech and then wonder why nothing changes. So today we're going to do two things. Name 5 meaningful aspirations leaders hold, those emotional North Stars, and give 1 to 3 real, sometimes out of the box, strategies for each that turn those aspirations into action. I'll also share a free tool to help you clarify your purpose and craft a vision your team can actually follow. More on that at the end. Quick truth: organizations that align people around purpose and clear vision outperform those that don't. Team member engagement is tightly linked to clarity of purpose, and when engagement drops, performance and retention do too. Gallup's data shows engagement remains worryingly low and costs employers in productivity and turnover. Purpose-driven choices are also correlated with stronger retention and higher likelihood of top performance. Organizations that get purpose right keep talent longer and see better results. So yes, vision is a luxury only until you measure its real business impact. Then it's a must. All right, aspiration number 1, we create work that matters. This is the soulful aspiration. Team members want to wake up and feel their work contributes to something that matters. Strategies to make it real include mapping the tiny pipeline of impact. Don't just state your mission. Draw the 5-step chain from an individual's task to the customer outcome. Make that map visible and measurable each week. Second, micro storytelling moments. Every week, share one short, real customer story tied to a specific person's work. Make the emotional line from day-to-day task to real human result obvious. And then reverse ask meetings. Start one meeting a month by asking frontline people, what would you change if you were in my role for a day? It flips assumptions and makes the organization's impact tangible. So why does this work? People need to see both meaning and line of sight to feel motivated. Studies of purpose-driven organizations show stronger retention and commitment when impact is clear. All right, aspiration number 2. We're the kind of place people want to do great work. You want excellence, not mediocrity, and you want your team to be proud of the product. So start with public apprenticeship. Create short, visible practice labs where people do imperfect work together and receive live coaching. Making learning public accelerates skill and normalizes iteration. Then try pair and measure cycles. Pair a less experienced person with a senior peer on a meaningful task for a week, and then measure a small, specific improvement metric, something like speed or error rate or customer satisfaction. And then showcase ritual. Institute a monthly what went well and what we learned ritual, where teams present recent failures and fixes, not to blame, but to elevate craft. Why does this matter? Innovation and quality follow when leaders normalize experimentation and provide structured, measurable practice, not just pep talks. Visionary leaders who shepherd innovation need structures for co-creation, not only top-down edicts. For aspiration number 3, we're talking, we make brave decisions quickly. Leaders want to remove paralysis and make decisions that move the needle. So try things like decision sandboxing. Create safe-to-try decisions with a contingency window. So something like piloting for 30 to 60 days with a clear success or fail signal. If it fails, you stop. If it succeeds, you scale. This reduces the fear of long-term consequences. You could also try the 4-question decision filter. Every decision has to answer what's the risk, what's reversible, who's accountable, and what's the earliest test. If a decision hits those, you can move. And then permission to fail metrics. Publicly track learning wins alongside product wins so teams are rewarded not only for risk-avoiding plays, but for smart experiments. Organizations that enable psychological safety, experimentation, and quick feedback are the ones that actually deliver innovation repeatedly. Google's research into high-performing teams underscores psychological safety as a core predictor. Aspiration number 4, we grow people, not replace them. Legacy-minded leaders want their teams to outgrow them, not just fill seats. So try stretch job mapping. Identify who needs what stretch opportunity and build tiny rotations, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, so they can practice the next level role in low-risk context. You can also try decision delegation. Codify levels of decision-making authority by role and by scenario so people know when they can sign off on and what they can sign off on and when to escalate. And then try quarterly shadow days. This is when leaders schedule time to shadow team members and vice versa. And that reciprocity builds empathy and surfaces development needs for the team members. So why do these things accelerate succession? Structured exposure and clear delegation frameworks increase competence and readiness, and they reduce the only they can do it bottleneck leaders often complain about. Gallup and other human capital research stress development as a key to retention and performance. Our last one here, aspiration number 5, is we're trusted and transparent. You want an organization where people tell the truth, disagree constructively, and move forward. There are strategies for that. You could try leadership DNA statements. This is where we craft 3 to 5 evidence-based behaviors you can model publicly for 90 days. So for example, I'll give timely feedback or I'll surface trade-offs early. You're going to track incidents and celebrate when people mirror them. You also want to try information equality frames. So when making big calls, create a 1-page rationale and short FAQ for those impacted. That information symmetry reduces rumor and builds trust. So the next time you try to change something, it goes a little bit easier. Then you'll want to look for anonymous signal channels and leader response rituals. So this is where we allow anonymous input, but leaders have to publicly address their themes in a short weekly note. That visible response reduces anxiety and builds credibility. Trust and clarity about purpose and expectations significantly influence engagement, and engagement drives measurable business outcomes like productivity and retention. These 5 aspirations are emotionally driven. People want meaning, mastery, speed with safety, growth, and trust. The strategies I just outlined aren't feel-good platitudes. They're operational moves that create measurable change. Visionary leadership is about translating those big feelings into repeatable, testable practices. If you're wondering where to start, pick one aspiration, pick one strategy, run a 30-day micropilot, measure a signal, and iterate. Small experiments compound. If you'd like a simple way to capture your leadership purpose and translate it into a vision your team can follow, I've created a free worksheet for you, Leadership Purpose and Vision Clarity. It works through clarifying the emotional heart of your vision and turning it into concrete actions, the exact approach we used today. Sign up for our free weekly leadership newsletter, and you're going to get that worksheet straight to your inbox, plus other practical tools. You can sign up at authenticleadershipunlocked.com. Thanks for listening. Vision without action is inspiration theater. Action without a clear, emotionally resident vision is just busy work. When you make both parts feel real, the feeling and the mechanics, that's where your ideas start to change the world. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for joining me today. If this episode resonated, I'd love for you to continue the conversation with me. Head on over to latourleadershipacademy.com. You'll find leadership tools, programs, and free resources designed to support your growth at every stage of your leadership journey. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe to our weekly leadership newsletter. It's where I share fresh insights, reflection prompts, and strategies you won't hear anywhere else. Thanks for spending your time here. Keep leading with intention, and I'll see you in the next episode.